Hey, and welcome to the YouTube channel formerly known as SAR Trail, currently known by our new name, 3 If by Land. We'll explain all that later, but right now we are at the 2025 Overland Expo West in Flagstaff, Arizona. It's a beautiful morning, a little bit cool. Let's go check out what this place has. We're going to try to show you as much of this expo as possible today. All right, so the first place that we're checking out today is the MPA Medical Supply. We have a couple different medical kits that we carry with us, one that stays in the Hummer, one that stays in the trailer, and then one that we use for backpacking. But the one we have for the Hummer is too big, so we want to see what else we can find that's going to help us out a little bit.
Cell phone battery chargers, 2.5 hours
So I'm looking for a way. We have one of the big hard side boxes for medical that fits inside the trailer, but we also need one for the inside the Hummer.
So shockproof, waterproof.
Right. I have one of those. Right.
Okay. Very compact.
Right.
Open it up, I can see everything.
Yeah, I really like this bag.
All right, so we're checking out now Super Tramp campers, and these things are big, massive, kind of like in the category of Earth Roamers, which we're very familiar with, Storyteller, which we're very familiar with, but we haven't seen these yet. They're made in Colorado, which is super cool for us, so we're going to go check it out. Okay, like I said, Super Tramp camper is made in Colorado.
Yep, going Colorado.
Which is awesome for us. We like that. And so we've been looking at kind of Earth Roamers, Storytellers. We're not familiar with you guys, so kind of what's the thing that you guys do? What's your niche?
Yeah, I would say, we wanted to build a really functional vehicle. You know, a place that you can still take it to the parking lot. You can wheel it, and you don't feel like you're 30 feet long. So our overall length is about 24 feet.
Okay.
Our weight's about 14,000 pounds, so you can still tow 20,000 pounds with it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm sorry. And introduce yourself.
I'm Keith.
Keith. Okay,
Yeah.
Cool. So, and your construction is?
We do a process called vacuum infusion. So we have a large composite tool. We layer in fiberglass, foam, fiberglass, carbon fiber where we need it.
Right.
Pull a vacuum bag on, inject resin in. So when we're done, it's a one-piece composite shell.
That's what it looked like to me. That
Yeah.
it was just, so you just take it and the whole piece and set it on the body.
Yep. And then we sand it, post paint it, we color match it to the truck. So whatever the truck is, we can color match that, and we can also Raptor line X, all that stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
And this is on a 550 diesel?
Yep. You can get in gas, diesel, extended cab, crew cab, so you can shorten the length a little bit more and have a better turn radius.
And it's everything on 550, or do you do any 450 versions?
I mean, really, there's no difference between the 450 and 550 in terms of price, so it's like, just why not get the 550?
Okay.
Yeah, it's not really changing a whole lot.
Okay. And then suspension-wise, you were mentioning outside.
Yeah, so it's all liquid springs. So we purchased a truck from Elevation Off-Grid. We partnered with them, so they supply us with a truck, and they specialize in, big, heavy campers, heavy loads, where, you can take a corner doing 80 and not have to worry about, this truck
Body
just doing
roll
this.
Yep.
Yeah. But yeah, the liquid springs is pretty sweet. It's a adaptive suspension, so it's taking input from steering, gas, brake, and controlling the spring rate on the fly. So when you do take that corner, it'll stiffen up one side and not just have this body roll that's, you feel like you're out of control. And it's crazy how well this thing drives.
Wow. It's beautiful. I mean, really,
Thank you.
the craftsmanship. And what is your countertop?
This is a quartz countertop, real quartz.
Yeah.
Took a little bit of work to figure out how to get that in there correctly. So, when you are off-roading, it stays nice and straight. But yeah, full kitchen, fridge, freezer, 7-in-1 microwave, induction cooktop, sink. They're all double pane glass windows with shade and screen built into it.
Nice.
And then we have a north to south Cali King bed, full wraparound windows.
King size bed. Nice. It's really beautiful.
Yeah.
The king bed up here is so airy. There's windows on 3 sides, plus the roof. This is really nice. Like, really nice. This could get us out of rooftop tents for sure.
And then we have our wet bath in here. So this door will swing all the way open.
Okay.
And then plenty of room to take a shower. And we're super big on windows, so we put a window in the bathroom just to let a little bit of that light in, not feel claustrophobic. Toilet slides out when you want to use it.
Okay.
But then it's out of the way and you have plenty of room to shower.
Is it like a faux granite?
It is
slate type of
a
thing?
real slate that is shaved,
No way.
and there's a little layer of fiberglass behind it, so we're able to have this real high-end look and keep it super light.
Wow, like a veneer slate.
Yep,
Wow, that's
exactly.
really nice.
I don't know how they make it, but yeah.
Let me pop in
Yeah,
here.
when we step out.
Okay, so walking into the restroom here, so it's a slate veneer, which is really cool. And what's your R factor around?
It's a very difficult number to get accurate, but the whole core is about 1.5 inches everywhere, and
Okay.
then there's an extra 1/2 inch of padding in most places. So it's
Okay.
about 2 inches thick of pure insulation.
Very nice. Very nice. And what is the floor?
The floor is a vinyl floor. It's what's used in marine on boats. So the idea is, you get it dirty, you can take it out, pressure wash it, put it back in.
Oh, like you just peel it up?
Yep.
And take it out?
Yeah, it just rolls up.
What?
Yeah.
That's pretty smart.
So
All right,
then
that's
this
pretty
guy will
smart.
shut here.
Yeah, and this isn't like your typical flimsy RV junk.
No.
Sure.
Yeah, it's all, pretty much everything is custom made for this production unit.
Wow. Okay, another one of the Super Tramps. This is their original slide-in. This is on a Ford F-250, and it has a top that raises and lowers, and really cool sand composite construction, and some really unique features about it. Let's go take a look at them. So it's almost on like a flatbed right here. Lots of storage here, up above and then down below, basement storage. Let me show you some cool features around the backside. This drawer goes as deep as the entire floor here. That is really cool. Right in here you have your drains for your shower and for your sink. Back here, a slide with two 11-pound propanes. And it runs the stove, your propane runs on stove, and on your Truma hot air and hot water is propane as well. Let's go inside. Okay, up inside on this one, certainly not as refined as the complete hard shell that we just looked at, but super functional. This sits down really low. You got, looks like a bamboo countertop. We got a Dometic stove here, nice size sink. That's probably not a king-size bed, but it's just a little bit short of a king-size bed, so it's nice. This one isn't as crazy high-end, but it's super functional. I like this one. The other one obviously is the Rolls Royce, but this looks pretty nice. All right, so here we're a little bit, a little bit smaller. This is the fridge here with a little ice box up on the top. It's a much smaller camper. It's a slide-in, so you're not going to get the same amenities, but I gotta say, it's still pretty nice. So this one is very similar to the soft side in the layout and everything. It's just permanently a hardtop. So, but other than that, it seems very, very similar. Same kitchen setup, same bed, same propane tanks and shower. I guess the shower is like right here. Okay, so this is very reminiscent to what we saw from Storyteller years ago in their vans, where you kind of have a toilet like this, and you can clip on a curtain, and you put a curtain here, you can shower. The shower head is right over here. You just pull the nozzle out over here into your shower, and you shower that way, or you can run it outside, use it as an outdoor shower. So really making use of a lot of this space.
You also have storage under all those booths. So and because you're standing on this pull-out tray, those storages are actually really deep.
Okay.
Yep. And then your 24-gallon freshwater tank is up underneath that one.
Okay.
But there's also a lot of storage on top. And you already see the underbed storage.
I haven't seen it.
Okay, yeah. If you turn around and you lift those straps up. Yep, it's on straight up. You got full underbed
wow,
storage
cool.
up there.
Well, that's nice. That's very nautical feeling, I bet.
Yeah. It's all these are made in-house, fully composite parts.
Right. Very cool. Very cool. I mean, you could put a lot of clothing in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a hard side version. We also offer all these cabinets as standard, so you have a bunch more storage up top. Sure. Then we don't offer in the soft top. Yeah, 2 options for the stove here. You have propane, 2-burner propane or induction.
Okay.
65-liter isotherm fridge. We use the Truma combis, so you have a 2-gallon of hot water and propane. And we also offer it in diesel.
Okay, cool. Very good. We use a Truma diesel now,
Okay.
so that's what we're familiar with. But they're both good.
Yeah, if you do the Truma diesel, then you go with the induction here, and then you don't need propane at all.
Okay.
Yep. And then then pretty much this is where you everyone stores their kitchen stuff. So you have room for like full-size pots and pans.
Sure.
All Ambassador Marine sink and faucet. We offer like a guzzle option, so you have a second one here.
Sure.
And so you have fresh water that pulls out of your 24-gallon tank.
Yep.
Tray here. You have a full floor slide-out tray.
Yeah, like on the soft side one for sure. Nice.
You also have
Your drain system there.
your drain system here with the. If you opt for the shower, your shower tank's going to be here.
Yep.
If there's no inside shower, then this is going to be storage.
Nice. Okay.
On this side, you got your propane tanks.
Okay. Perfect.
They're going to be on a slide, so you got 2 11-pound propane tanks.
Okay.
You slide out. Usually, we recommend you connect this one to your camper, and then, which makes it easy. Like this side, you can use for outside cooking.
Sure. That makes sense.
It's nice having 2 separate ones, so if you run out, you know you're just halfway done.
Yeah.
You got to fill up soon.
For sure. For sure.
Yeah.
All right, so we are at the Perfect Bungee. We've been looking at this product for a really long time, and we have some gear that we've been ratcheting down that doesn't need a ratchet strap. So we want to look at this product and see, because we've heard nothing but really good about these bungees. So let's go see. I think what we're going to grab is what they call, I think it's the Spider. And you can see how the bungees are all over the place, and they're super adjustable, that you can put them in different positions over the nose box on our turtleback trailers, where we really need something like this for carrying gear. So probably going to pick one up today.
4-pack. Should be 26.7.
So we're getting the orange 4-pack of the Perfect Bungee. I think it's going to hold all our gear down very nicely, and it's going to match our trailer. All right, we're checking out a trailer that's new to us. Tell us about it real quick.
Sasquatch XC. We started about 4 years ago in Silverton, Colorado, and we started to grow a little bit. So last November we moved down to Farmington, New Mexico. So these are all handmade in Farmington, all made in the USA, fabricated there, assembled there, and we pride ourselves on making a really rugged, super capable off-road camper trailer while keeping it light. That all aluminum construction means you can take it anywhere. It doesn't take a giant truck to tow it.
Sure.
Coming in at 2350, it's not a whole lot.
2350?
2350 is your basic equipped, yeah. So
Dry.
there's a 36-gallon water tank, so that's going to be 300 pounds once that's full.
Yep.
But I would imagine if you completely deck this thing out, all your gear, you'd probably be 3,000 pounds tops,
Okay.
It's got lots of ways to charge it. It's got solar charging. We've got this great little box here. Inside this box, you've got 2 portable solar panels and a fold-out camp table.
Okay.
So that's just a great way to store those panels nice and safely, so you don't have to keep them inside on the bed. Which the bed's a queen-size bed, proper queen-size bed, not the sort of the RV slightly smaller queen-size bed.
Right.
But the Highland 60 is named that because it's 60 inches wide.
Okay.
And in the bedroom it's 6'8" from head to toe. So one of our owners here, Cassie's 6'4", sleeps in there completely comfortably.
Nice.
Well,
in the kitchen, I like how it opens up. It just opens up like wings.
absolutely.
Real wide.
Absolutely. And so you've got a prep area there.
Yep.
This is just a little fold-down table, so that just clips up back in there. And over this side, you've got the fridge. This is on our little new product, the Chill Drop, which drops it down to a nice, standard table height. 27 inches to the table.
So when you pack this away, this raises up and slides and fills this.
Folds right in there. So you just close the doors up and your kitchen's packed away.
And what size fridge is this?
This is a 65-litre Iceco. We also sell an ARB, but I think you can fit a 70 on here.
Okay.
We've given you plenty of cord for the DC power, so you could put the fridge down on the ground and turn this into another prep table.
Sure.
With this lift, you can get that to whichever height you want it.
Nice.
So a great kitchen, simple setup, 3-burner stove, instant water to your sink and to your shower.
And back here?
Back here is the storage. This is where we keep all the sort of the dry goods.
It's deep.
Plenty of room in there. quite deep. Again, all aluminum. These are just push to open, push to close drawers.
Okay.
For your silverware. We've got some gloves, some spatulas in there.
Yeah.
So a really nice kitchen. You basically pull up at camp, open the doors, and you can be setting up dinner and grabbing a cold beverage within minutes.
Want to show us around the side and the
Absolutely, come on around.
inside? Is this aluminum as well?
It's all aluminum construction. The only steel on the camper is in the A-frame suspension. We've got an independent suspension system designed by Sasquatch XC with Fox coilovers. So again, super capable off-road, 22 inches of ground clearance. You know what, we might walk around the other side here.
Let's do it.
Getting a little bit. So you come around, here's your on-demand hot water system. So you've got a shower, and that's supplying hot water to your sink also. Shower enclosure right here. It's a nice little bit of privacy here to have your shower, set your soaps, your shampoos, whatever right here. If you wanted to, also, you could just put these carabiners on and have a bigger shelf with inside your shower.
And does this swing out?
This doesn't. This opens up straight out here and drops down.
Gotcha. Okay.
Right here. And I mean, there's all sorts of different ways you can configure these things, but yeah, this one just opens straight up in front of you here.
Yep, perfect.
And then coming around, you've got your bedroom. You have a queen size bed in here, proper queen size. Again, plenty of storage for your clothing. There's propane heating in here, so you've got a thermostat. You can set your temperature. This one's also equipped with AC unit and a max fan too.
Oh, nice, nice. Let me pop open these. Oh, these are deep. Here, take a look. So your clothing storage is real deep, all aluminum construction. That's going to hold a lot of clothes. Very cool.
Sure does. The door can separate into two parts, so you could just run a screen door. You know, so on a summer night, you could just have the screen door, the max fan running. You should keep nice and cool in there.
Right.
And coming up around the front here to the tongue, we have the
storage.
Yeah, I call this central command. This is our power station. So you've got a 1,000 watt inverter charger on here. This one's got the 320 amp hour lithium battery.
Yep.
You got three ways to charge it. You've got a DC to DC charger, so you're charging while you drive. You've got a solar charge controller, charging from the sun. And then, of course, you've got your shore power AC input right there. So this is your solar input port, so your portable panels that I showed you at the back with the kitchen there. You can just put them out in the sun. You've got a bulkhead right here that's just a pass-through. So if you wanted to have the doors closed up, you can run the power straight to your inverter if you wanted to set up some lighting or whatever you have.
Okay, and is that what, a 30 amp DC to DC?
That is a 20 amp DC to DC. Plenty to charge using your vehicle's alternator while you're driving around. So I figure between driving around a little with your DC to DC, charging from the sun, hopefully you go to bed at night with a fully charged battery and you want to run that AC unit throughout the night. You could. Your fridge will run all night, so it's. I like to go to sleep with a fully charged battery.
For sure.
Can.
For sure.
The hitch. You got a handbrake. You got a breakaway switch here in case you do become uncoupled, which hopefully that never happens, because we've also got a fantastic hitch here from ARC. It's an articulating coupler, so that's going to move with you when you're off-roading.
Sure.
You're getting those crazy angles going. It's going to hang on nice and tight for you, move pretty freely. But I find with this great jack, this is another product from ARC. This is the XL heavy-duty jack from ARC. With that and the handbrake and the lightweight aluminum construction, you can really just move it around at camp, get it exactly where you want it, and then keep it there. You know. So a very simple setup, really, but we find it very functional.
Yeah, it's beautiful. Really
Thank you. Thank you. All handmade in Farmington, New Mexico.
Yeah, pretty cool.
Yeah, pretty cool. Yeah, we love them. We take a lot of pride in them. We try and do all the work in the shop and all the stressing out there, so when you get it out on the tracks, you don't have to worry about it.
So this is Fire Anytime Lava Box. You guys know that we love our Lava Box. Here's the stainless steel one, which we want to upgrade to at some point because that's pretty cool. You don't ever worry about any kind of rust. You know, they call it patina when it's fancy. But ours is starting to patina a lot because we've used it a lot. But it still works great. There's no holes or anything. But I do like the stainless. I saw that. Come take a look. So I don't know if they sell this, but that's pretty cool. It's kind of like your ska, your disco, right here on a Lava Box. And very cool too, this is a leather strap for taking off, because packs better than the metal one. I like it.
It's an oven. so I got tired of, I cooked for like 20 people on the river, and I was like, man, I'm gonna figure out a way to keep everything warm without having to put it on foil all the time. We used to have the Krakatoa, which was our big one. So I was like, man, I can redesign the Krakatoa to fit something else inside. So this is called the hot box. And that guy just comes out, you pull the top off for warming things and you put it back in, or I built this baffle on here which spreads the heat out, and if you've ever seen a Coleman oven, I kind of modeled it after that. But that guy goes right on top, and now you can bake cookies, breads, those rolls that you get in the little things, all that stuff. So it's really cool. Yeah, still the dual burner system now though, so every single box has a dual burner. That's a campfire burner on one side, so you get a big yellow rich flame, and then on the other side is the blue cooking flame. So it's really concentrated, very controlled. Because you don't want a big yellow flame when you're cooking. You want a nice, like flame like at your house. Yeah, the boom box has been a big hit. We haven't released it yet. We're only in pre-sale right now, $4.99, but 100% stainless. So
the legs are attached.
Legs are attached this time, just because of the size. The reason we don't normally attach the legs, you always ask us this, is because the stand is also the grill. So everything I make has like 3 or 4, you'll find out has like all these sneaky little things. So you can close that up and that becomes the grill. So this is in grill mode in flat pots, and then when you're ready for something that's curved, you flip it over and those little feet hold it just right. So I know, this is nice. We hand make these. These are all carbon steel. They're costing me $1 million to make right now, but they're awesome. But it's all handmade.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So you probably won't see much of this here, but we are really proud of this product. So it's called the Squawk, Skillet Wok. But carbon steel, if you haven't ever cooked on carbon steel, it's #1. So and that's the boxes. Yeah, we have good sales right now. The Naked, which is this box, not powder coated, is only $100. I'm trying to blow them out. Normally $159, and then we're doing the Hekla, which is the all stainless steel model with the stand for $250, normally $329. So we've got some good deals. We're just kind of out of everything, so I felt bad not having stuff to sell. So
We've had this one for years, and it's awesome. So
yeah, everybody now is coming back and they're all like, man, I've had mine for 5 years and just burned out of it. It's totally fine. So I know now I know it actually will last forever.
oh yeah, for sure.
I always said that because they're ammo cans. I was like, yeah, they last forever. But I just threw it out there. But now here we are.
All right, we're going to check out now Patriot Campers. They've been a camper that's been on our list to look at and consider for a really long time. So let's go check them out. We're going to look at the X3 first. All right, so here's the X3. You guys know our situation if you've been watching us for a while. We live in rooftop tents, we have an awning, but we have nothing really to get inside of other than when we're sleeping. This gives you a little bit of inside space, and when the weather's bad, when it's just windy and rainy and hot or cold or whatever, which we've been living in those conditions now for a while, getting indoors maybe could be a big plus. So let's do a little quick walk around here. So this whole thing, it just kind of clamshells open all the way, and that's your bed. There's your interior space. Let's kind of look around this way. So you got your bed. We got to see the interior, because is it enough room that the 3 of us could sit in there and homeschool and do work all at the same time? Maybe put 1 in the bed and 2 at the table. Let's see. Front storage, these things, we probably won't do a full walk around because there's so many great videos that Patriot Campers produced on these, but just want to look at it from a functional standpoint of, some people standing inside of it. All right, so what do you think? Take a look inside, Natalie. 2 people can sit here. It's got a fold down table. It's tight, right? But 2 people could sit there and 1 person in the bed.
Yeah, it's tighter than I thought it would be, but It's still very trail functional trailer.
Very trail functional, and you do have an indoor space when the weather's bad. You know, ideally we'd be out under the awning doing homeschooling and doing work. In this, weather's bad, you and Bailey homeschool here at the table, I'll be there on the bed doing work. It could work, right? All right, so what do you think? Have a seat. Bailey, hop in there, have a seat. So could it be done to homeschool when the weather's bad, throw me up on the bed?
Yeah, because I think this is. Where's the table?
What do you think? You know, the great thing about Patriot campers is the build quality, and they're just always getting better. They're continually making these better, and they're incredibly great off-road. It's just a very seamless fit. All the modifications that we've done to our turtleback trailer have been to try to make it a little more like a Patriot, make it a little more comprehensive in the whole thought process of how it's built and making use of every square inch of storage and space, and they certainly do a good job at Patriot.
They do.
So the Patriot X1, this is the Gen 2 X1, has this interior area here, enough room you could put a table and a couple chairs, and we could work out of this too in bad weather. It's really hard to find a trailer that's as small as we want it to be to go on the trails we want to go on and be as functional as we really need to be living out of it full time. I don't think that combination really exists because you're trying to cram so much into so little space and get so much functionality out of it. So our question is this any better than our current setup? Interior space it has, some, small, but the awning and everything else, all that is the same as what we have, so not really sure. So this is Luke with Lost Road Campers in Las Vegas, Nevada. Got a really cool camper here. It's got a very cool idea which makes sense for a family like ours, that you have a rooftop tent on the top which accesses through the inside, and it kind of puts everything all in one trailer instead of us using two tents. So want to give us a just quick rundown, kind of like what you were just telling me.
Yeah, go for it. So we do a four compartment system. Passenger front, we do our dry pantry and fridge cooler slide. Passenger rear is our pull-out kitchen. So we do a stainless steel top, and then everything else is aluminum construction. We plumb it for just a quick connect propane hose, so you can plug in like your cook partner or your Blackstone.
And then you throw that on top of here.
Throw it right on top, yeah.
Cool.
Little extension to give you some more room.
That's nice. And I didn't see these before.
Yeah, a little more storage.
So is he making them still, or they're?
That one we just store our. We don't do a gray tank. We don't like maintaining it.
Sure.
So we do the bucket method. That we store our drain hose, so we can kind of get it back away from us, so you're not splashing water on your feet and stuff.
Right.
This one does have an inverter in it, so we have some 110 volt plugs, so you can plug in an induction cooktop if you want. You have hot and cold water.
Yeah, and then we were talking about the windows too, which I like. It's dual pane, real nice. They seal up. And what were you saying? They had screen here.
Yeah, you got your bug screen up, and it clicks in
Yep.
there, and then slide down as a blackout. And you can kind of do like a half and half, or if you want some sun to come in.
Right. Cool.
The door is the same brand. It's Arctic Turn as well.
Okay.
What I like is you can lock the mesh, and it's like a heavy-duty stainless steel wire.
Yeah, it's not just screen.
So if you want to sleep with the door open, you can lock it. And this actually ties back on the same thing that's holding our apartment door. So that's that. So as well as a latch system.
Okay.
So it's a little more sturdy. Than like the standard locks and stuff.
I'm gonna hop inside and just kind of give a quick show of what it is. So it's really cool here. You got, what size bed is this, Luke?
This is a queen on the bottom.
It looks bigger than a queen. It looks
Yeah.
nice. So, and then this whole thing could be pushed up out of the way if you wanted to be in here.
Yeah.
But then right up here, you have another queen, which of course is kind of rooftop tent style. I like it, with the max fan up on the ceiling of that. And you also have some storage in here too, it looks like.
Yeah, so we have our Trillino composting toilet in there.
Okay.
If you don't want to bring a toilet, we can just do shelves like this one is.
Sure.
Underneath these two compartments, they're a little hard to get to when the mattress is there, but we use like our laundry hampers,
Okay. Yep.
and that's on both sides. These are just 2 more cabinets. A lot of the electrical is mounted on that side.
Right. You got your controls here.
If you want to have a little workstation, this actually lifts up and comes to you,
Oh, okay. Nice.
so you can have a little desk there.
For sure.
There's some more plugs from the inverter that are mounted on top of that little cubby,
Okay.
so you can charge like your laptops and stuff, or
Right.
you can plug in like your hair dryer or whatever you want to do with
Nice.
it. All the accessories mount onto our slab board, so they pop off.
Gotcha. Yeah. That's nice.
They all kind of lock in. I left everything kind of loose, but if you look at these hooks, they lock in here.
Oh, for sure.
And when you don't want to move it around, you cinch that down, and everything's pretty sturdy.
Yeah,
And then if
that's
you
smart.
just move it around if you don't want it.
I like it.
We make a whole little line of accessories ourselves, but you can also just go to Home Depot and grab hooks, or
Sure. Sure.
they have mounts that you can use there too.
And those lights that are there, are those wired in? Are they batteries?
Those are wired into the battery.
Nice.
So they also have USB plugs mounted on them, so you can charge your phone there.
Okay. Yeah.
The overhead lights here are all controlled on that aux panel.
Okay.
Under the bed, not a whole lot of storage, but if you need to access like your water tank to maintenance and stuff,
Sure.
that's all done under the bed panel.
Okay. Yep.
We have our electrical cabinet.
Saw the inverter,
yeah.
battery, Renogy. It's like.
And then our shower compartment over here, so you have your hot water and your mixer.
Yeah. You got your shower tank here.
Shower tank.
Yeah, it's nice.
And then this is your water fill valve.
Ah, okay.
We like to keep it tucked away, that way you're not ripping it off on branches or whatever.
And then what kind of insulation do you do on that?
So we do, it's like a high density foam, 1-inch insulation in between the aluminum frame.
Okay.
And then we also isolate the aluminum skin from the interior frame. And that prevents thermal bridging.
Yep.
So we have that, and then the insulation, and then there's a thin inner skin, and then the pro slab. We float it, it's like a 7R.
It's nice. Well, really cool. We like it.
Yeah.
Looks like it's made really well.
So we make, I say we manufacture in Las Vegas. We do all of our own manufacturing. We weld the chassis. We cut and bend all the sheet metal. We do our own powder coating, so any RAL color you want, we can do for you.
Well, looks great. And I appreciate you showing it to us.
Yeah, absolutely. That's amazing.
Thanks, you too.
Pleasure.
It wouldn't be an Overland Expo if Natalie and Bailey didn't come look at the big red trailer with all the merchandise. So we are running around, you guys know, looking for stuff that makes sense for our family. And then we ran into a familiar face who you're going to see in a couple minutes. But then we met Ricky, our new friend. Ricky, tell us who you are and what are you doing at the expo?
So I'm Ricky with Atlas Outdoors, and we are in St. George, Utah, and we build these off-road camper trailers. And they're pretty cool, I guess, as you found out. So they have a steel chassis. They're built really heavy duty with air suspension underneath, and then they have a roof that pops up, so you have standing room inside.
Yeah.
So,
And by the way, St. George is one of our favorite cities in the country.
it's amazing. Yeah.
It's amazing. Okay, so this is the one we're going to look at. This is the Teton X, right?
Yes.
I got it right?
Yep.
And there's some small little YouTube channel that uses one of those. Don't worry about it, though. We'll show it to you. So come check it out. This thing, I mean, for us, and you guys know, we're trying to check boxes and make decisions, and this one checks an awful lot of boxes that we have. So, Ricky, show us like the big points, and then if there's anything specific, then I'll kind of pull it out and interrupt you, but I'll try not to interrupt you too much.
Okay, yeah. So I guess I'll start on the outside. The kitchen is beloved by customers, and people coming through love the setup at the kitchen. So we're under a 270-degree awning, which is really nice for when it's raining or when it's just hot. You can find shade under here.
Yep.
And then your kitchen is all underneath that as well. So you have the big, this is a camp shift stove. And then of course your Dometic sink with hot water, and then you have all your utensils underneath. So this is a pretty slick setup, and it also has a countertop on the back that slides off. So it's just on top, and this whole side just goes right into the wall. But when you pull it out, this countertop slides off the back and gives you all this extra prep space, which is one thing that people love.
Yeah, we noticed this, and we're like, well, you got countertop there, countertop here, countertop there even.
Yes.
It's everywhere.
Yes.
And that's...
I do use it all too.
Yes.
I mean, it's a lot. I mean, you use it all when you're setting up, because you can, when you're pulling stuff out of the fridge, you have the table here, you have the stuff here you can set what you're cooking, and then I usually, when I pull off to the side of the road for lunch or something, I can pull down that one too and pull your dry goods out of there that you store, and just put it together right there, and you can be driving again in 10 minutes. So it's really nice to have all that the space be optional.
For sure. And one thing I like about this is what I heard you say was I could sit here and watch Natalie make food.
Yes, exactly.
So that's... Let's go around back. Show us, because I think these boxes aren't standard, right?
They're not standard. No, they're optional.
But they're optional. So we're on the back side of the trailer now. These storage boxes are not standard, but these obviously you add them on.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. And then they can be wired or plumbed, whatever, for whatever's going to go in there, essentially.
Right. So this side, it's nice because this door comes down.
Yep.
You have this prep space like I talked about, and then inside you have a 110 volt outlet. So you can get that, so then you can plug in your coffee maker or your microwave.
This is ridiculous, by the way.
It's ridiculous, but I agree, but people use it, and people love it. So, and when you have it, like all of a sudden it's like, oh, just throw it in the microwave quick. So it is kind of funny that it is bougie camping for sure.
It is.
But like then you have this sliding tray that comes out so that you can pull it out, and then it's lighted inside. So
it's really nice.
Yeah,
it's just smart. Okay, tire. What size tire is this?
This is a 35-inch tire.
Perfect.
That's not standard. The standard is 33.
Okay.
But they're 35, and this is a full-size pair.
Yeah, I like it.
Yep.
I like it. So one thing we were looking at doing, because you have an option where a rooftop tent can mount like up above these boxes, and then it would fold out like a tepui that would fold out over here. That would interfere with this awning.
We just put a 180 degree awning on instead.
So that's not good. What if the ladder was here? Sure. The tepui? Oh, but you still need it for support out here, though.
Yeah, the door is on the back side, so you'd actually go up in the door.
Yeah.
On
Okay.
The back.
Well, what if we'll figure it out, because we could probably always just say, all right, so put the awning down. Now it's time to open the tent.
Sure. Yeah. If you want the 270 still, that's fine.
I mean, that's 270 is the way to go, right?
It's great. Yeah. We've had some people that put awnings. They put two 270s, so they had the circumference of the trailer is all covered by awning.
Wow.
So
maybe. I mean,
that's the thing that we just like to make it the way you want it.
Sure.
So we don't make them all like that. We just make it, if that's the way you want it, we'll do it. But
sure.
if it's different for you, then we can do that.
Well, that's something definitely to figure out, would be the awning for balance with the tent, but that's certainly something we could figure out.
Sure.
Around to the side?
Yeah, let's go.
So if you guys have been watching us for a while, you know that we have a Jolka single shower tent. This one is the dual suite. I'm not sure the exact name of this one, which is big. I think you have an option to do either or, right? Or I think you have another brand you're using, right?
Yes, so there are different brands. We have a 23-0. You could actually see that on the other trailer. That's a single, like you're talking about.
Yep.
We've also been looking at the Taruka,
Sure.
and they're coming out with the 2 rooms soon.
Okay.
So we're going to be looking to that because we really like that design as well.
I mean, when it's here and it's not in the way, we had to go with the single on ours because it would have been in the way of everything, but this isn't in the way. You go with the dual. What we liked about this is it's tall and it encloses.
Yes.
You know, we started off with a 23-0, I think it was, way back when we first started, and you know, I stand in it and it's covering, like my feet and ankles are showing, and my head is showing, and the wind is blowing. It's like 35 degrees, and I'm trying to take a shower, and it's like, it was miserable. So we got an all enclosed, and you can actually stay warm inside of it. So, yeah, that's nice. It looks great. I think we had some things here. You want to show the storage box?
Sure.
So we had this too, because we have not. Here, let's show this. Ricky, you're going to tell us what this is, because we've never seen really this before.
Yeah, so this is a setup for Starlink, and it actually has a 110 outlet in it. So we've been messing around with different plugs. There's a screw right here. So one of the things we didn't like is this: you need a screwdriver to access it.
Okay.
So that's why we've been testing different ones.
Does the trailer come with that exact size screwdriver?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, we'll make sure you have that. Yeah.
Okay. And
But
then
there are
storage
plenty
here?
of different ways that you can do that. Inside here we have the lighted, just the storage compartment. This is where your kitchen would slide into here, and this is just what's left of the space. We made it into storage here, and so yeah, there's plenty of storage room. You can get the 110 volt outlet in there as well, so you can kind of, depends on what your setup's going to be.
Sure.
If you have the Starlink Mini, you're going to tend to use probably the 12 volt. It's more like a port like that.
Yes.
But if you're using like the earlier models that have the Ethernet cord, then we can do that instead. But
Okay.
it just depends on what you're using it, and we just set it up for that.
Okay.
You can also use that for WeBoost too. So
Nice.
a little bit everything.
Kind of all the stuff you're actually going to use.
Right. Yeah.
That's nice.
Yep.
Are these the Dometic?
These are Turn. Arctic
okay.
Turn.
Arctic
Overland.
Turn.
Yeah. Turn Overland.
2-pane, dual pane.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are nice.
Yeah, these are really
good about
Yep.
those.
Mhm. Yep. And the doors are all the same too.
Okay,
So and the
that's
doors
right.
are they dust proof. There's like a triple seal on it, and then the entry door is really sturdy as well. So we've been liking the products.
Very cool. And then we have back here.
Back in here behind we have this is just the water fill, and you have the charge port for shore power, and then there's a port here that you can use for the solar panels the portable solar panels that you move away from the rig. If you're parked under the shade or something, you can string out solar panels for extra power.
Okay. All right. So then, what do we have here?
So that is our water heater. So that is the Truma AquaGo Comfort Plus. It's a tankless water heater, and it has a comfort mode, so it can recirculate the water throughout the trailer, so you always have hot water at your taps. And then right above it, you'll see the vent for the Truma Vario Heat furnace. So those are just right inside there, and this is where you would do your winterizing. You can turn the unit on, but otherwise you shouldn't ever really need to touch that.
Hot air, hot water.
Exactly.
Yeah. Perfect. And then these Molly panels, these are not standard, right?
They're not standard, no.
Okay.
These
but a
are
good thing to have.
They are a good thing to have. These are actually, so the thing that we've done with a lot of these things is customers come in saying, they have specific needs that they're trying to fulfill, and so they'll say, can you do this? And so a lot of times we will just say, okay, how do you want it done, and work with you. And that was one of these. The customer wanted to use the space on the front of the trailer. They said it's just extra storage space there, so then they can put their stuff, they can hang stuff here. I think they're going to put it on the box and then tie it against the panel. It just gives you flexibility. Right. So that's where this came from. But
I like it. Things like a shovel or an axe or whatever mounted up there. It's easy to get to.
Yeah.
Max Tracks for sure.
The story actually with her was she has dog kennels, and they just collapse down into the big pieces, and then she was going to put those on top of it.
Okay, that's smart.
Yeah, there's tons of different uses, so it's very universal.
All right, comes standard with dual 11-pound, right?
Yes.
And you could put 20s if somebody really needed them, which I think is probably not necessary, but
it makes it easier to swap. Because sometimes it's hard to find a place that will fill these.
Sure.
You go to a truck stop and they say, no, we don't have anybody here that'll fill that right now.
Right.
It's kind of annoying. If you have the 20s, you can just swap it with whoever has the exchange and move on. So
that is easier. We found with our 11s that it's hard to get somebody to fill it all the way. They're like, oh, that's all I could get in it. I'm like, what's half? Or even the little 5. Like we had that 11 squat one, the little shorty.
Yeah.
Could never get it filled. It was... So whatever, that's good options.
Yep.
Also, this box is not standard, right?
It is not standard. We have a tray that's standard.
Yep.
We might make it standard. At some point we might have to make it standard because everybody gets it. So it's like people love this thing because it's dust proof, it's waterproof, it's got like the lighted, so when you when you open the lid, it's got the light inside, and it's all storage. It's like there's nothing that's taken up with components, so there's no batteries or anything in here. It's all storage, and it's huge. So
that's great.
It's very nice for a trailer like this.
Yeah, on our trailer we have a nose box, which it has 2 big batteries. It's got all the electronics, it's everything. It's still storage, but it's not nearly this much storage.
Right.
And then also here.
These are the walls for the awning.
They don't make walls for awnings. Stop. Stop. So that's something we've been really wanting to get. We have a Bush company.
Yes.
And the walls are enormous. We have no place to store even a pencil.
They're huge.
more than what we
Yeah.
have. So we
Yeah.
have no room for it. We just don't have this much storage space. So walls, man, if the weather gets bad, walls are a great thing to have. We just have been living without them for longer than we want.
Yeah, that is a super nice add, and it's easy. You can just throw them in. They're there when you need them, but when you need them, you need them. So
Yes,
then it's nice to have. For
absolutely,
sure. So-
absolutely. So it comes with the standard with the DO35?
Yes, that's on all of our trailers. Yep.
Perfect. We love that hitch. We've had that on ours for years,
Yeah.
with the brake as well.
Yep.
And tell us what this is, because you don't see this on a lot of trailers.
No, this is a cool little. This is just a port for your air hoses. So you can plug your air hose into here, and you already have an air compressor on board on the trailer for your air suspension.
Right.
So you can use that now for the airing up your tires, airing up a paddleboard, blowing the dust off of whatever you want to do. So
Yep.
it's nice to have that extra, and it's just right there, easy to use. You just flick on your air compressor inside, and then you're ready to go.
That is just really everyday use smart.
Yes.
I like it. That's great. Okay, so this is a hybrid kind of pop-up style.
Yes.
So what can you tell us about the canvas, your windows, just to let us know what is it made out of, what was the purpose for getting this product up there?
Yes. So it's polyester coated in vinyl. So and it's all waterproof. And then you can get windows in it. You can choose not to get windows in it.
Okay.
That's another thing that most people choose the windows just for the ventilation and
Sure.
And the light. It's nice. So you can get these in different colors. They're white and gray. So you can kind of choose your look and. But the canvas holds up really well. It holds up in wind really well.
Okay.
We have people that take it. If it's really windy out, they say that it just you don't get that flapping. A lot of
Right.
the noise that you get with some other rooftop tents and things like that.
Sure.
So it keeps it all nice and tight, and then it's been excellent. So. And a lot of the times, sometimes people are worried about UV damage or just in the weather, are the elements going to damage it? How long is it going to hold up? But if you think about it, the roof is going to be down a lot of the time.
Right.
Because unless you're living in it in full time, the roof is going to be down, and then it's not even outside. So it's
Correct.
basically like you're storing your canvas inside.
Yep.
So it really does last forever.
That sounds great. Okay, then on the roof, you have solar. What can you
Yes.
tell us?
The solar, you can get up to 580 watts of solar panels on top.
Is that panels or thin panels?
They're pretty thin, yeah. I think they weigh about 20 pounds each.
Okay.
But that's as much as we can get out. If you don't want all of that, you don't need all of it, it's fine. We can do different packages for if you want 200 watts or something like that. But
We're of the opinion that you can't have too much solar.
right, and when you have all that, if you have too much, it just charges faster.
Yep, that's all.
Which is great. Yeah,
Yep.
it's a win-win. So
Yes.
yeah, so it's nice to have that option. Almost everybody again takes solar panels,
Right.
and so yeah. The only thing that would change is if you wanted the air conditioner with the vent fan, it's just things that you put on the roof, then you lose some of your
Sure.
footprint, the available room to put solar panels.
So that's the other thing. It comes with an optional air conditioner up on the roof that runs off of your batteries.
Yes, 12 volt.
Does it run off shore power as well?
Well, the shore power would just be, it would probably
Charge
feed it directly, yeah. But it would be just running it through your charger, and I'm not sure what the order of operations is, if it goes to your battery first and then to the
Probably
AC.
so.
I would think so, since it's 12 volts.
Yep,
So
that makes sense.
Yep. But
That's really cool. An air conditioner, I don't know, that's really...
again, we're bougie camping.
we're bougie camping, but if you're full-time...
You're comfortable though.
The deal is if you're full-time or long-time in something, there are certain things that people will hold against you until they do it themselves.
Right.
So if you go live in yours for 3 months and tell me that you don't want air conditioning or at least walls for your awning.
Exactly. It's just like a comfort that you could do without, but you don't have to.
Right.
So why,
If you can do it,
if you have the option, most of our customers do go ahead with that.
It makes sense.
So,
It makes sense.
yeah.
Okay, and I notice you have rigid lights up here across
Yes.
the roof, and those are out at camp or even out on a trail. So if it's at night, so you can see where you're taking your trailer.
Yes. Yeah.
Those are good things to have.
It is nice to flick those on. We actually were at a customer camp out a couple weeks ago now, and that was pretty cool because we had them all circled, and then everybody flipped on their perimeter lights, and the whole campground was lit up.
Nice.
So yeah, it is really nice. You have the walls have lights that come. There's LED lights all the way around on each side and on the rear.
Okay.
So those are standard. You can add these perimeter lights. It's just that, like the lights that are standard will give you plenty of light around the trailer.
Sure.
But if you want more light around your campground, or like you said, when you're backing in at night and you just need to light everything up, you can definitely do that with the perimeter lights.
And we have these same lights on the sides of our trailer, and we're on a trail at night. We'll hit those lights so we can see in the rearview mirror. We can see where the trailer's at.
Yes, yeah,
So
and
it
that's
helps.
really nice to see what's going on back there. Yep.
Okay, so the second half of the kitchen, which this is a lot of room under here, which is really cool.
Yes.
You have a table here which slides out. I think that's an option too, right?
Yep.
Which I think it's a necessity.
Yeah, people love that table. I love that table.
Yeah, it's great. It's great. So you have a couple fridge options here. This is an Iceco, maybe a 60 or 65?
75.
75.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, that's a nice size there. And then what do we have here?
This is for, so this is like for kitchen items. You can use it for dry goods, for pantry items. We've got the plates and bowls in here, and then the French press, a knife set, and then this is a pot and pan set. And this is really cool because it all nests together, so you have lots of extra. There's like 3 or 4 pots in here and the pan, and so plenty in there to keep you, but I just love how it nests together like a Russian doll,
Right,
and it
right.
just like drops into this drawer perfectly. But these are all items that that if you don't already have, we can just give you this as part of, like, this is an option you
Sure,
can add
sure.
as a turnkey kitchen is what we call it.
Okay. And this is a bamboo finish?
It's bamboo, yes.
Okay. Yep. So one thing that is a selling point for us is solid walls, or at least an interior that's not open to all the weather. And this is
Other way.
just broke the door. All right, so here we go. I'll go first.
All right.
So right in here, this is, what's the height in here? This is like
6'8".
6'8"? Yeah,
Yeah.
this is plenty of space. Canvas up top, so this whole thing comes back down. So when you're driving down the road or down the trail, you just pull this down. Then when you get to camp, you can pop it back up. We got a table here that is on like a swivel arm. This is your, queen size bed currently.
Yeah, it's an RV queen, so it's 60 by 76.
Okay, 60 by 76. And this could even be slept in this way and make it more like a king, right? Is that?
So yeah, so what you're seeing here, this is kind of scooted out of the way so that you have this option for the dinette table.
Yep.
And then this table actually drops down to be your support. And then this mattress here that we're seeing, this one's laying down here, and you got one against the wall. So you have 2 pieces to it, and then you just pull this out onto this support table, and then that one can pull in behind it. You have an east-west bed, or now you can, if you don't want to sleep east-west, if you want to sleep north-south, you can totally do that. You just turn the mattresses 90 degrees,
Gotcha.
and then they can come out to here. You put a second support table here that if you don't have the bed set up, it has legs, so you can use it outside.
Okay.
But otherwise, you have the queen going north-south. You can add an additional pad here, so this whole area now can be a king-size bed.
That's pretty cool.
Yes.
So that's a great option. You know, our rooftop tent we have now is a king size, and we love it. We had been in
Yeah.
a queen size forever,
Uh-huh.
and actually we'd even been in like a smaller. Oh, it was terrible. So it's like everybody rolls over at the same time.
Oh yeah.
It's like I'm rolling over. Okay, I gotta roll.
Yeah.
over.
A little
So-
tight.
So that's a good thing to have that as an option. You got a bunk up here,
Yes. Mm-hmm.
which I guess obviously you could use it for storage if no one's sleeping in it.
Yep.
And then this then swings down, right?
Yes.
To get out of the way.
So this is the single bunk, and like you said, you can use it as like a shelf. The roof comes down to about like here, so you can't really store anything up while you're traveling.
Sure.
But it's nice to have while you're set up. You can throw, like I've done, I'll throw my bag up there.
Yep.
And then you can make this into a double actually if you want. So you can have
Oh,
it
you
2
can put
wide.
another
Yeah,
one.
exactly. Yes.
Okay.
And so that's nice for if you have 2 people sleeping up there, or if just somebody wants a bigger bed up there.
Right.
So it's kind of nice to have that option. You can put a bunk on the front too, actually. So if you have these cabinets out, you can have a bunk mattress across the front too.
Okay, wow.
So you can
got
actually
a
sleep
lot
5
of-
inside.
That's pretty amazing. All right, so now kind of facing the tongue of the trailer, the front of the trailer, a Dometic sink right here, which is nice to have that inside the trailer.
It's really nice, yeah.
Just having running water, brush your teeth if the weather's bad, whatever it might be. And you have storage, and I think there's other options for storage here if you don't want access to this, right? Let's first show us how it is. This is
So this is for your fridge. The fridge is slid outside right now, but when you slide it in, you can access this, which is really nice at night. If you just want a quick drink of water or something, you can access that. And then this just lays back down, and people think you can set your stuff on here too. If you don't find yourself accessing the fridge a lot, you can just set your stuff here.
Right.
And then the problem that arose with that, if you have these cabinets, is that when you have your stuff set here, you can't get these drawers open anymore.
Right.
So we've changed that so that now this side will have a door on the front instead, and there's shelves in there, and we've just removed the drawers.
and then you have a big cabinet drawer, which is all the way this, like
that length, so it's
about
really
30
deep.
inches deep or something.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we can. It's kind of modeled on the other trailer.
Okay.
So, and I like that bag that I have. I just slid the entire bag in. So it was, yeah.
That's nice.
There's a ton of storage inside of it.
And then this could be converted to additional storage as well.
Yes. So it depends on how you want to do it. We have a customer actually asking that exact same question right now, and the thing that we there's kind of two main problems that we have to get past first.
Okay.
So one is this lift bar. When the roof comes down, the lift bar is about right here. So you're not going to really be able to access that stuff anyway, and you also have to kind of inset it so that that bar can come down.
Okay.
The second problem is that when you want to winterize, you need to get to your plumbing for your water heaters through here.
Okay.
And so if you can't get in there, there's not really any ways to close your pipes so that you can winterize your water heater.
Okay. So worst case, it could be a couple duffel bags or whatever
Absolutely.
that you can just take and throw back on the bed when you got to hop in there. So either way, there's a lot of options. Because it's a big space.
Yes. Another thing that we were talking about actually with that customer is maybe just putting a fold down shelf right here.
Oh, okay.
So that you'd have the shelf, you'd have storage up here, you could put stuff underneath here, or you could still have your access.
Sure. Well, that's an option. Yeah, it's good, and I like the bamboo in here too. You know, it's warm. You know,
Yeah,
this
it
is
is.
the aluminum just makes sense, but then this warms it all up.
Yeah.
It's nice.
It is nice.
Okay, talk to us about insulation, like ceiling, floor, walls. What do you have? What's kind of been the goal on that?
So I guess we'll start with the floor. We'll go the ground up. So the floor is a synthetic board. So we don't want it to hold any water.
Sure.
So we have, it's called a Cusa board is what it's called. It's a synthetic, and we have that actually double stacked. So that like what you're feeling here, there's no movement. It feels really solid, and that's because we have it double stacked. So it's really thick. It gives you that extra insulation. And then for the walls, we have fiberglass panels that are sandwiched basically to foam insulation.
Okay. Yep.
And so those are our R5 value. And then on the roof, it's about double that. It's about double the thickness, so it's double the. So really, your weakness, if you have the roof up, your weakness is the canopy then.
Yeah, absolutely.
Or the not the canopy, but the tent canvas.
Yeah,
So
absolutely. That would be certainly your weak point. But
you can leave the roof down if you're really worried about the efficiency, or you can put insulation panels on. You can see the Velcro right here, so that you can just stick the panels on and all the way around, and it kind of helps dampen the sound too outside, because it's easier to hear through this too. Like especially like here we're at an expo and there's music playing until 10 or 11 at night, and so like that's where you would get the noise coming through. That would dampen that, and it also helps with blackout. So it makes it if you want to sleep in the morning. And it makes your heater or your air conditioner more efficient.
Are they thick, or is that just a thin?
It's a fairly thin. It's like a soft panel, but it is a noticeable difference.
Sure.
So
sure.
Yeah.
Well, that's a cool idea. We've had rooftop tents with liners in them, and we've had some where they worked great, and others where they didn't. Some of them you lose like 6 inches on every wall and ceiling, and you're like, wow, this is really small now.
Yeah. No, it's
But
not
this is
gonna
going to
have
be
that problem.
just from top to bottom. It's not going to hang out anymore.
Yeah. And they're soft panels, so you can leave them on. You can close the roof and open the roof. You can just leave them on there if you want.
So it's just going to be cold for a week. You just leave them on.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's really nice.
And the other thing is with the size of this trailer, it's not huge. So the propane heater or the air conditioner, they do a pretty good job of heating or cooling this small of an area. So that the insulation it's less. I mean, it has to get pretty cold to where you start worrying about. Like I've had the tent without the insulation panels in like the teens overnight, and it was cozy inside because the heater does such a good job.
Yeah, so that makes sense. Okay, so other than the bamboo that's here for these surfaces, do you have any wood in your construction?
There's no wood on the exterior anywhere. This here is also wood.
Okay.
So
this
that's what
this table is wood too?
the table's wood too. Yeah.
But
so
walls and floors. They're not
Nothing
wood.
in the exterior that's exposed to the elements at all. No, but that's all composite.
And I'll tell you, today, what is it, 2025, we were walking around, Natalie even mentioned, she was surprised that people are still using wood in their construction.
Yeah, I was looking at a trailer yesterday when I was walking around too, and I had the same exact thought.
Yeah.
So yeah,
That's one thing that was really important to us on the trailer that we have when we bought it, was like no wood.
Mm-hmm.
Because, you know, like even like the story goes in this industry is that Airstreams that were built in the 70s are still on the road today.
Yes.
Other Winnebagos haven't been on the road for a decade. So you know what I'm saying. So yeah, you got a little bit of wood on the interior stuff, but nothing on this exterior, the floor. If the floor gets wet, it's not going to buckle up.
No.
That's nice. That's smart. You've probably seen Cattywampul Overland. If you haven't, you need to check out that channel. And this is a third of that. A third. And Deb and Aspen are right over here. But it's great meeting you in person today. I know we've chatted some.
Yeah, we've talked quite a bit. Both have followed each other.
Yep.
Over multiple years.
Yep.
And finally get to catch up and meet with each other. It's been great meeting you and Natalie and Bailey. It's been a lot of fun.
Yeah, and you as well. And thank you for showing us this, because we've seen this on your channel a lot. And, you know, but until you see it in person, you don't know.
You don't. And, you know, we were really fortunate when we were sponsored by X Creek Campers.
Mm-hmm.
We were able to pull 7 different trailers over the course of about 3 years. The really nice thing about that was it really gave us an opportunity to go through campers like nobody else gets an opportunity to go through campers.
Right.
You know, it's not like you can just go test drive a camper for a month.
Right.
So by doing that, we really figured out what we liked in a camper, what we didn't. And when we came across the Teton X by Atlas, we knew that this was automatically, it was Deb's favorite.
Right.
And then, you know, for those who have followed our channel, you know we were in an accident with one of these. And when it totaled the Volvo and we hooked that trailer to another Jeep and drove it away, that became my favorite, because I knew at that point it was built the way that I wanted something built.
Sure.
You know, and after that, we pulled one of their trailers some more. Over the course of time, we realized it wasn't just a trailer that we really had grown to love and believe in. It was the team and the family that builds these that really made the difference and sealed the deal for us.
And that is so important, because you're going to have warranty, or you're going to have stuff you're going to want to maintain. You're going to have that relationship. And I'm telling you, we've had good and bad experiences with that.
Yeah, I know you have.
And when it's good,
it's really good.
It's really good.
Yeah,
it's important.
But when it's bad, it can be, you know, altering for your whole plans for who knows how long.
Yep.
But to be able to have a group that will do whatever it takes, however it takes, to make sure that you have the best trailer that you can possibly have, and you're happy with it. That's the people that we wanted to align ourselves with.
Right. That makes sense.
I can't say enough good things about these trailers. We actually, Deb and I, we changed careers for them. We both are now working for Atlas Outdoors. We get to travel, we get to continue our channel, but we get to tell people what a great product that they have with the Teton X, and now with the one behind us, the Appalachian X.
Yeah, brand new rollout, right?
Brand new rollout. We rolled it out at More Expo this year, and we wanted to see a skinnier, lighter version, and that's what we did.
That's
so
what it is.
We created the little brother to the Teton, the Appalachian X.
Yep. Well, and it's just cool to see, you know, you come here and you knock on the walls to see the construction, to see the build quality, to see the flexibility of, hey, you know what, maybe we can figure out how to do that, because not every trailer right out of the board fits everybody.
No, it absolutely doesn't. And, you know, most trailers, especially big box trailers, you know, you either get no options or you get a list of a few options. With these trailers, we're able to, it's a small boutique shop, we're able to take whatever a customer wants and custom tailor it to whatever you want. You know, we had talked about putting a rooftop tent on the back of this for Bailey,
right?
But adding boxes to it. Well, we've never done that before, but definitely something through the engineers. We can make that happen for you.
Figure it out.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. We're going to make the best trailer that you can absolutely get for your needs and wants.
Yep.
And you know, it just to be able to do that, to have, just like you said, a trailer that is going to last for generations. This is not a nailed together wood trailer,
right,
or something that's going to fall apart in 5 years.
Right.
This is going to be a multi-generational trailer. And we've got a table full of props over here that shows our frame, that shows the floor material, that shows the wall that actually came off of the trailer that we were hitting.
Right.
The type of mattress material we use. There's no other trailer manufacturer or dealer that I've seen at this whole expo that shows you just how well the products are and how our products are put together.
Right. I think
and
you're
we'd
right
invite
about that.
anybody to come by and look at the manufacturing facility too.
Okay. Awesome. And another thing that you guys do is customer get-togethers.
Yeah.
So tell us what you got, because that community is huge.
One of the big things that we talked about when we went to work for them was building community.
Yep.
And through that, Teton owners, soon to be Appalachian owners, are going to be able to come together. And just last 2 weeks ago, we did a customer camp out. So we did an open house there at the shop. From the shop, we went to Gold Butte National Monument. We spent 2 days, or 3 days, 2 nights, hanging out and camping and getting to know our customers better. But the customers also got to know each other better, and they got to know us better. We held classes, we did workshops. They actually did a walk around show and tell of everybody else's trailers to get ideas of how to modify and make them better, and everybody personalizes.
Sure.
So we're going to do at least 2 of those a year. We're going to do one in the spring on the West to kind of tie it in somewhere in the time frame of Expo West.
Okay.
And then we're also going to do one on the East Coast this year, where our customers are going to be going to Cape Lookout with us.
Nice.
To the National Seashore and play on the beach for a few days.
Right.
As things expand, I can see more of those customer campouts coming in the Pacific Northwest, maybe Midwest, and maybe even the Northeast. So it's all about building the family of Atlas Outdoors.
That's awesome. Well, Bill, thank you so much.
And thank you.
Yep.
It's been a pleasure to meet you guys.
Yep, me
and
too.
we definitely are going to have to share a trail and a campfire together.
We're
do it. We're certainly looking forward to it.
Once again, Cottywample Overland, you got to check them out. They got one of the coolest channels out there, so make sure.
Thank you, guys.
All right, guys, so the expo is nearing an end here in the next couple hours. It's been a good day, right?
It has been a very good day. I'm tired.
Yeah, I'm tired too. Some of the highlights. What do you think? Highlights, Natalie?
Highlights for me is the Atlas trailer. I really, really like that trailer.
Yep, checked some boxes, right?
Yes.
I wasn't expecting to like that trailer that much. I thought it was going to be a cool trailer.
No, we went by there just to see Bill and Deb.
Yeah.
And then ended up kind of falling in love with the trailer.
It's true. It's true. And then, Bailey, highlights for you?
I think everything.
Everything?
Even lunch.
Even lunch. Lunch for me? No, thank you.
I loved it.
I'm not on a good stomach today. So highlights for me, I mean, definitely officially meeting Bill and Deb from Cottywample was a big highlight. Reconnecting, reconnecting with Peter and Carol Van Stralen was great because we hadn't seen them for a while. And then just meeting other people that have come up to us and said, hey, we've seen you guys on YouTube. Are you guys ever going to start putting out content again?
Maybe.
Is your Hummer ever going to run again? Stuff like that. So we're working on it, guys. We're working on it. But great meeting everybody that we met today. Really a great day. We got a little bit of time. What do you guys want to go see before it's over?
I do not know because honestly I feel like we've seen it all. But
well, as we make our way out, let's see what else we can see because I'm sure there's some stuff that we have kind of missed because of the crowds. The crowds have been enormous, but now it's really died down, so it's kind of cool.
Everybody's tired. All right, guys, we made it back from Expo to our little cabin. We hope you enjoyed our tour of the Expo. We will see you next time as our story continues.